Yeah, you know, junk bond status is just a term that people are throwing around, but I think it's just not just the state of Illinois, but any governmental entity in the state that even borrows money will all be jeopardized. It all drives phenomenal cost to government. It's not providing any services for people. It's not opening up any breast cancer screenings. It's just costing interest to lenders, and it's totally avoidable. And the governor has no other options. He says, vote no on this. He talks about vague reforms that we've been talking about for 2.5 years, some of which have actually passed. They're on his desk. But it's come to the point where the Republicans themselves in the legislature realized that the governor had a plan, and they had to rescue the state from his bad practices. And so that's what the House needs to do. We've been through this with the legislature. We know what can and cannot pass, and you have to learn how to compromise. And so we talked today about how low our tax rates compared to all the tax states around us. We have worked on compromises with the governor on bills that are on his desk. We have consolidation reform and procurement reform and pension reforms that he asked for. We worked with him on workers' comp reform. We offered over $120 million worth of savings, but it wasn't enough. He kept on moving the goalpost. We still want to work with him on passing property tax relief. The Speaker and I are committed to doing that. But at a certain point, you know, when you get to the point where you're just about to be the first ever junk bond status of any state in history of the nation, you have to pass a budget first.
You say this means about saving the state. What do you mean by that?
What was your question, please?
What do you mean that this vote was about saving the state?
You're going to get downgraded to the point where you can't borrow money. It'll cost even more money in the future, and we'll, by election day, owe $25 billion. So you have to stop the bleeding. We've been spending the last 2 years $7.5 billion more than we have. So with this vote today, you stop doing that. You then start dealing with paying down this old debt. Just think about it as your own household. It's reckless to do what we've been doing. And it took an effort, a bipartisan effort, to override the governor's veto. He vetoed a balanced budget.
So when for SB1?
Senator 1 has to pass.
What do you mean, Senator?
Well, fairly soon, because the schools will not get paid until that bill's passed. So the schools start to get their payments, I think, around the 1st of August. But the governor would be helpful if he said if he'd sign it instead of veto.
Talk to him.